Crack a bottle, let your body waddle. Crack a bottle. Body waddle.
What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and today we are here for week 6 of the GBA. So if you guys are excited, please feel free to hit that like button, and as always, if you guys are new to the city, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Now, we're currently the underdogs of the league, and we are 0-5, and our differential's dwindling, and we need to make some plays. We need to come in with some strong plays. We need to hit hard. We need to come in week 6, turn this around. So, and I want to do that against Dan, aka aDrive, aka the coach of the St. Louis Rampardos. So, let's take a look at aDrive's team. He has Victini. Game over. He's got Victini. He's got Sylveon, Smeargle, Jolteon, Heracross, Salamence, Uxie, Golurk, Blastoise, Quagsire, and Mega Aggron. Now, he does have a lot of common type weaknesses on his team, but he does have a very threatening team as well. Links to, if you follow me somehow and you don't follow Dan, links to his Twitter and his YouTube will be in the description. As always, make sure to go show him some love. He's a great friend of mine. He's a phenomenal streamer. He's the shiny king. I am not. You guys know I try to shiny hump. I don't have the patience for it. This man has the patience of a saint. So go follow him. Go check him out if that's something you are interested in, by all means. He's a phenomenal battler. He was the runner-up of Season 4 last time, and he's just, I respect this man tremendously. So, looking at his team, he does have a lot of very powerful threats. I mean, we used Jolteon last season. We saw how powerful Jolteon is. Victini, being base 100s, having access to tons of different moves. It can be run physical, special. It can be a wall breaker. It can be a special lure. It can be a substitute setter. It has a ton of stuff it has access to. So that's always something that you have to plan for, definitely. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Sylveon as well. Sylveon's huge. Smeargle, I don't think he's gonna bring the Smeargle. I don't see him bringing Smeargle. I think he picked it up just to have like the scare of Smeargle, but I don't think he's gonna bring it. Jolteon, he's got Jolteon. I think he's gonna bring the Jolteon. Looking at his team, if I had to guess what he'd bring, I would say he's bringing the Victini. I'd say he'd bring the Sylveon. I feel like he's got to bring Jolteon for the Suicune. Mega Aggron, obviously. Mega Aggron, he's been showing off that monster, and good for him. It's such a monster. So I'm going to say Victini, Blastoise, Jolteon. Sylveon and Heracross both do work on my team. We do have fairy weaknesses, and a Scarf Heracross is just deadly. And I feel like he's going to bring the Mega Aggron just to show it off. So Victini, Blastoise, Jolteon, Sylveon, Heracross, and Mega Aggron. That's what I feel like he's going to bring against me. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to cut over to Showdown. And I'm going to show you guys what exactly we're bringing this week. Alright guys, starting off, I said we need to make some plays, and here we are making plays. Saphira, the Mega Charizard X, with her beautiful Hidden Power Grass, Fire Blast, Roost, and Iron Tail, 4 in HP, 4 in Defense, 248 in Special Attack, 252 Speed, Naive Nature. I've got it calced out this way because Hidden Power Grass is going to do a lot to the... I really want Quagsire to come in. I feel like he wouldn't bring the Quagsire because it has Unaware. So I would plan for an Unaware Quagsire. Like, that's just how Dan is, because preseason, him and we had like this little banter back and forth on Twitter about how Mega Charizard X is going to do so well this season, and spoilers, it's not. But we had such a huge banter back and forth about how Mega Charizard X could take on Quagsire that I feel like he's going to feel like I planned for it. So I'm trying to think in the mind of Dan right now. So I've got the Hidden Power Grass on there for the Quagsire. If not, it does 2-hit KO a defensive Blastoise, and it does do a ton of damage to the Golurk as well. Fire Blast for stab. It does Oko Heracross. It 2-hit KOs Mega Aggron, even with the filter, provided it doesn't have a lot of special defense investment as well. Roost for the recovery, and then Iron Tail actually 2-hit KOs a defensive Sylveon. So, and then the 4 in HP, 4 in defense are just so. I didn't waste any EVs. 248 in special attack, not 252, because with 30 IVs, 252 doesn't do much of that. So, next up, I'm going to show you guys, we are bringing Thorn, a Choice Scarf Roserade with the Technician ability, Hidden Power Ice, Giga Drain, Sludge Ball, and Shadow Bomb, 140 speed, 4 in special defense, 252 special attack, 112 HP with a Timid nature. Hidden Power Ice is for the Salamence, but it also does hit the Golurk super effectively as well. Giga Drain, Force Stab takes advantage of the weaknesses of the Golurk, the Blastoise, and the Quagsire for the recovery. Sludge Bomb is super effective against the Sylveon, and it does also have a 30% chance to poison. Does a lot of damage to his team as well. I believe Mega Aggron, I believe, is his only poison immunity on his team. Other than that, it does a ton of damage to everything. Shadow Ball is going to hit the Victini super effectively. It is going to hit Uxie and Golurk super effectively as well. Now, with a Scarf at 140 speed, Timid Nature, we outspeed a Timid Jolteon, which cops out at 140 speed. Or, I'm sorry, 140 speed is what we have. 200 speed. And then we also outspeed a Jolly Scarfed Heracross as well, which is something I feel like he will bring. We don't have, I was considering Hidden Power Flying to outspeed the Heracross, pop it with a Hidden Power Flying, and then that one-shots in, but Salamence does pose a much bigger threat to my team, so I wanted to bring Hidden Power Ice for that. I anticipated Dragon Dance, Yachi Berry type deal. That is that. Sludge Bomb, like I said, we talked about all that. Next up is Streamers. Streamers is rocking the leftovers, Rest, Sleep Talk, Scald, and Roar. 252 HP, 252 defense, Bold Nature, 4 in special defense. Now, this is an off-brand Crocoon set, and I really, looking at his team, unless he brings the Jolteon, he doesn't have a lot for it. Rest for the recovery, obviously, with the lefties, Sleep Talk, Scald, and Roar. My plan is, now with Sleep Talk, if I outspeed something, go for a Sleep Talk and roar it out, he loses a turn, which burns an extra turn of sleep for me. So say he goes into something slow. Say, what are his slow ones? What are his slow ones? Say he goes into something like the Mega Aggron, or he goes into the Blastoise, or even an uninvested, no, Sylveon outspeeds this. I'm sorry. No, I believe it doesn't, actually. Let me look this up really quick. Sylveon's base speed is 60. So yeah, even an uninvested Sylveon, if he does decide to bring that set, we can sit in on those things, we can rest up, get our HP back, Sleep Talk, and if we get a Roar, that does burn a turn of sleep for us, because Roar will trigger skipping his turn. So that is one thing that I want to do. It does force a bit of a faster rest. The one thing with rest is that it does give the opponent an opportunity to set up. So if we're in on something slower than us, ideally the Blastoise or the Quagsire or the Mega Aggron even, we can Sleep Talk, go for those. Burns also do a lot of damage to those, because stuff like Quagsire gets recover, so it can kind of beat us one-on-one. Blastoise gets no recovery other than Rain Dance, Rain Dish. So Scald, this set walls the Blastoise. He can't do anything to us. We beat this thing one-on-one every day of the week. Roar is to, if he does have a setup sweeper, Banded Victini. Banded Victini is a problem, and he has flexed that previously. And we take 77% to a Banded Adamant Volt Tackle. I got them all mixed up. Victini, the V's, we take 77% to that. So that's why I'm max HP, max defense. I can get a Scald, get it down to about, I believe, 74%, and then with the rocks it takes 75%. You'll see our rock setter eventually. But I do want to get hazards up and kind of phase some stuff out with this, because like I said, other than the Jolteon, he doesn't have much for a defensive Suicune. So the plan is to get rocks up and just kind of roar his team out, phase as much chip damage as I can, and then go in with something like Roserade, go in with something like Charizard X, and just take his team out. Take his team out one by one, because we do have a lot of... The Oko potential on our team is very minimal right now. We do need to get a higher roll to Oko, but after rocks, we have the potential to Oko a lot of things with the coverage moves that we have. Next up, we do have Winchester. We're bringing Winchester with Eviolite, Frisk, Toxic, Pain Split, Ice Beam, and Earthquake. Max HP, max special defense with a sassy nature, so that way our attack, our defense, and our special attack are all normal. They're not decreased by 10% by any means. Toxic, I was debating between Toxic and Will-O-Wisp on this thing, and I wasn't going to leave this thing in on his Mons that could potentially set up and sweep on me. I do have, so Toxic is for things like the Sylveon that can just kind of sit in front of a team. The Uxie, the Blastoise, the Quagsire. Will-O-Wisp obviously does nerf his physical presence, but if he does have, say he brings a Lumberry Salamence with Dragon Dance, and I go for a Will-O-Wisp instead of an Ice Beam just to cut the attack, and he gets a Lumberry, he gets a free Dragon Dance off on us. Guts Heracross is also a thing. He could bring a Scarf of Guts Heracross, he could bring a Life Orb Guts Heracross, he could bring something like that. I don't want to give him that ability, so I'm going to avoid it, and I do have a lot of status potential on my team. I don't want to bring that for his team. So Toxic is just to whittle down his walls. Like I said, the Sylveon, the Blastoise, the Quagsire, and potentially the Uxie. Pain Split for the recovery. Obviously, we're not bringing a rest set this week. Ice Beam is going to, I believe, provided it's not a Yachi Berry set, max HP, max attack, it does one-shot the Salamence. The Earthquake is going to be able to do damage on the Jolteon as well. It's meant for his, like, the special walls the wall breakers that I feel like could do damage on the team. So the Salamence and the Jolteon, we can come in and we can just one-shot them definitely. Earthquake also does super effective damage on the Victini. The Mega Aggron as well, we can sit in front of that thing, Pain Split it, whittle that wall down, because with Filter it is a huge threat to the team. It does tank a lot of things, but it has no reliable recovery outside of a Wish Pass from Sylveon and Uxie if it gets the, or Jolteon also gets Wish as well, not Uxie. So maybe it does, I don't know. But Frisk also is going to be able to help us identify potential Scarfers, potential Banders, potential setup sweepers. If we go in on the Victini and we see it's got maybe leftovers, we can identify that it's a substitute set. If we go in and we see it's a band, we can already know, okay, we can switch out into something like the Crocodile. We can switch out into something like the Suicune to take these hits. We know which way to play our game with that once we identify the items on his team. So next up, we're bringing Hephaestus with the Expert Belt, Blaze Ability, U-Turn, Grass Knot, Flare Blitz, Gunk Shot, 196 with a Hasty Nature. Actually, outspeeds, we are outspeeding a Jolly Victini and a Jolly Salamence, provided there are no Scarves. 4 in special attack for the Grass Knot, 252 in special, or in attack, I'm sorry, for Grass Knot U-Turn, 56 in HP for bulk. Flare Blitz is going to be able to do a number to his team. I was debating between that and Close Combat, but he does have the Golurk, and I don't want to give him a free switch into Golurk with that. So I wanted to go with Flare Blitz because it also does have a chance to burn. U-Turn for the Switch Initiative. Gunk Shot 2-hit KOs a defensive Sylveon. If he's not a defensive Sylveon, it does one-shot. Grass Knot is for the Quagsire, Blastoise, and Golurk. As I said, he does have a lot of... I want to take advantage of that common grass weakness that he has on his team. So I'm hoping Hephaestus can put in some work this week. Last up is going to be another defensive mon. It's our Instigator with the Intimidate ability, Leftovers, Stealth Rock, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Aerial Ace, max HP, max defense, Impish Nature, 4 in attack. This is going to be our Rock Setter, and this is going to be our answer to any setup sweepers. It is going to be able to come in on a Dragon Dancing Salamence. It's going to be able to come in on a Moxie Boosted Heracross. We can take a hit. We can set rocks. Knockoff is going to get rid of any choice items if there are any leftovers, any... he doesn't have Eviolite users, so any berries. Earthquake, obviously, for the stab as well. The immunities being the Salamence and the Uxie. Aerial Ace is actually for the Heracross. If he's bringing a Scarf Cross, we can come in, we can take a hit from this thing, turn around and one-shot it with an Aerial Ace. So, and that's after chip damage from rocks. If we can get any pre-existing damage off on that, it does secure our ability to OHKO the Heracross, but if not, it does have a potential. I believe at a high roll does about 101, 102% to a Jolly Heracross with no HP or no defense investment. So, all that being said, guys, this is our lineup for Week 6 of the GBA, looking to get our first win against Dan and the St. Louis Rampardos. If you guys have any comments, if you guys have any suggestions about the team questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I love answering your guys' questions. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section. All that being said, my name is Crimson CBAD, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the battle. Later.